This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, and verse 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in Yahweh, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakah Kodash. And I'll be sharing my 5 dreams of the Lord lifting up a standard, giving me spiritual power to defend myself against the government and law enforcement. 5 visions, because I'm going to call them visions, of the Lord giving me spiritual power, lifting up a standard to fight off against the government and the law enforcement. Alright, so the first one is going to go all the way back. March 2021. And March 2021, it was a cool day, man. It was smooth. You know, I remember talking to somebody, you know, I'm not sure if I had I had to have a real bad, because if it's a vision, had to have that going on. That's neither here nor there. It's a lot. But I remember, you know, being in my apartment, chilling, cool, everything mellow, and then I'm hearing helicopters, you know, helicopters coming out the sky, man. SWAT vans pulling up. Out on some movie shit, man. SWAT vans pulling up. You know. SWAT, you know, the task force hopping out, man. You know. They hopping out and they coming, they bum rush. Then I see that, I go to the door, cause I check out the people. I'm like, what the fuck going on? And shit. And no, matter of fact, I didn't make it to the peephole. Salakia. Matter of fact, I didn't make it to the peephole. I was in my kitchen, and I was trying to see what the fuck going on. I was about to go to the peephole, look out the door, cause I ended up looking at the blinds and shit. And I was trying to make sure I was gonna make sure like the door locked, but that shit didn't. You know what I'm saying? That shit didn't matter. They gonna bust that bitch down anyway. So shit, I'm trying to get out of the kitchen. I'm looking at the door, but I'm in the midst of the hallway. So they come through, boom. You know, they slam through the door. This is a SWAT team, man. They slam through the door, and I rush to my room. For some reason, I just rush to my room. I go to my room. You know, they running, they chasing after me. I go to my room. And cause my room, you know, my apartment at the time, my room and that door, it's like a straight path, you know, straight path. So I run to my room and they running behind me. I get in my room, I hurry up and try to close it, and they coming in, they bum rushing me. They trying to come in to the door. I got my, you know, I'm closing the door. They trying to come in. And then I woke up. You know, I woke up. So that was the first dream. Now, I'm pretty sure it's more to that dream. Cause if it's a vision, there's more to it. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if the Lord lift up a standard or not. He could have. You know what I'm saying? I could have. You know, something might have happened. We don't know. That's yet to be seen. That's a mystery. But the Lord gave me a second dream. And Salakia, man, I meant to say there was a struggle. Me closing the door, them coming in, it was a struggle. It was the beginning of a struggle. Then I woke up. Thought I might add that in there. The Lord gave me a second dream, a second vision. All right, this was July 2021. So this was what, you know, April, May, June. July. So this was 4 months later, right? 4 months later, the Lord gave me another dream, another vision, right? So it's nighttime, and I believe some the spirit is telling me this was Houston, man. I was in Houston, Texas. We was in Houston, Texas, for some reason, you know. I can't put my finger on it, but that's just the spirit telling me we was in Houston, Texas. All right, Houston, Texas, the United U.S. States of America. All right, for all the international folks. All right, but I was in Houston, Texas. It was me and my real wife, you know, and me and my wife, which is you know, she not my rib now, but you know, it's some lady out there that's supposed to be best gonna be another wife of mine, so to speak. All right, at this time when I got the dream, I had no wives. So this woman in the dream, she not my wife yet. So I'm leaning on this was a vision, have yet to come to pass. But it was me and my wife, future wife. I'm just say future wife, whatever. Me and my wife at the time. And it was nighttime. It was in Houston, Texas. We was at this store, you know. We was at the store. I'm leaning towards like a convenience store. We was at some type of store. We was in a parking lot, you know. And it was a police officer. He had pulled up on me because my wife was in the car. I had my truck. She had her car, was, you know, pulled up in the parking lot. And a police officer, he was there. He pulled up, and pretty much, you know, he was trying to figure out what was going on, who I was. He pretty much searched out who I was. He figured out who I was, and I'm leaning towards they had put out a warrant out. You know what I'm saying? A warrant out for my something like that. But I'm not sure. It could have been a warrant, or he just could have been, you know, on some fuckery, harassing. But long story short, he was harassing me, trying to arrest me. So he was, you know, grabbing my arm and ultimately trying to, you know, arrest me, you know. And me, you know, he not about to, he ain't about to do me no type of way, so I'm resisting. And ultimately, you know, the Lord gave me spiritual power, and I shoot laser beams from my eyes, and I disintegrated this fucking officer, man, this pig. You know, I disintegrated this police officer. The Lord gave me spiritual power, shot laser on some Superman shit, man. You know, some Carl Allah, Superman, Man of Steel type shit. You know, shot laser beams from my eyes and disintegrated this police officer. You know, and then, you know, I'm pretty sure this all on camera. You know, the body cam footage. You know, the police car recorded. All right. What else? Oh yeah, I had ran to my wife car, right? And you know what I'm saying, she acting like clueless, like, you know, she don't. I'm like, see what just happened? We gotta get to moving. I'm moving in urgency. We gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some wild, crazy shit. You know, shooting laser beam from my eyes, disintegrating police officer. This shit about to be all over the news. They about to be looking for us. There's about to be some X-Men shit. I'm telling them, we gotta go. We gotta dip. We gotta go. You know, and you know what I'm saying. Then I run to my truck, and then pretty much I don't know if I went back into the store or not. You know, I'm leaning toward maybe this was our store, but I'm not sure. It was probably hers. You know what I'm saying? Her dad's store, family, some shit. But I ended up running to my truck, and then I woke up. You know, so that was the second dream. You know, so that first dream, I'm leaning toward the Lord lifted up a standard, man. Because it only makes sense. Why would the SWAT team come in and try to bust down my door? And then why would, you know, it's random time at night, the police officer, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to arrest me. You know, I'm leaning towards a warrant now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so boom, third dream. Alright, the third dream, it was these let's get it, man. It's a lot. All right, the third dream. All right, so the third dream, it was in 2021. I'm not sure what month, but I'm leaning towards this had to be a third dream, man. After that, all right. But the third dream has to do with the government assassins assigned to assassinate. So basically, it was this team of assassins, man, and pretty much whatever they do, I was always one step ahead of it. Like I was untouchable, man. Right? Untouchable. I was unstoppable, man. Untouchable. What's that word? Indestructible. Invincible. Think about that comic show, Invincible. Think about Omni-Man. These assassins, like no matter what they do, I remember it was this church. I'm leaning towards this church, man. This building. And this dream is kind of hard to remember, but I remember the overall point of the whole dream. But it was like they was coming in, and they was already setting shit up. Ultimately, they couldn't get me, man. Whether I was walking out of buildings, I was in buildings, at particular places, they could never get to me, and I knew who they was, man. And I was always one step ahead, man. They couldn't stop me, man. Okay, they couldn't stop me. And these were top high level assassins, man. All right, these were top high level assassins. Okay, not a fourth dream. Also, I wanted to add, I had a dream previous to this third dream, which I believe would go hand in hand with it. It'd be parallel. It was actually in 2020 when I had this particular dream. I was fighting this ninja. This world class ninja, man. World class fighting ninja. Like, had to be the best, the creme de la creme, the best of the best. And I watched him. I believe with the dream. I believe this was October 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Either September, October 2020. But I had watched him, man. Just did him in. He was no match, man. The Lord had gave me that power, man. And just, completely washed him. Beat his ass. With ease. The Lord pretty much enhanced me with supernatural, supernatural capabilities, supernatural combat skills, supernatural speed, quickness, and combat skills. And something spiritual about that dream also, like this, animals are spiritual. Pretty much, when I beat him up, when I watched him, he turned into like a honey badger or like a Wolverine. I remember, then I remember when he turned to a honey badger Wolverine, I had took the animal, like I had took it inside, like it was like outside of a building where we fought. I don't know if this was a dojo or some type of abandoned building. It was somewhere, but I remember taking the animal and bringing it inside. And then I remember them saying something about how they were saying that the honey badgers are gonna be after you. They were saying something. It was either the Wolverines or honey badgers, something like that. They were saying they gonna come after you. They some this and this, And I would just listen to what niggas had to say. But pretty much, I guess that was just symbolic, like a sect of assassins or whatever, a group of they call themselves probably the Wolverines or honey badgers. I'm not sure. Ninjas probably call themselves Wolverines or honey badgers. And another thing, what is the honey badger Wolverine animal represents quickness, and they can fight. You seen I seen a Wolverine make a bear run up a tree, man. I seen a Wolverine take down a deer, a elk. you know. But yeah, I seen honey badgers take on lions and shit. You know, so you know the Wolverine or honey badger can represent quickness, combat skills, and pretty much like the Lord, like I beat. It's like I beat them to. Lord gave me them skills to beat it, so to speak, to beat this type of person. You know, this ninja, so to speak. You know, supernatural combat skills, supernatural quickness. You know, supernatural speed, or I'm gonna just say supernatural quickness and supernatural combat skills. But yeah, I might add that in there.
Also, I need to add, and Salakia, I see that I didn't get as detailed as I after hearing it, I didn't get as detailed as I wanted to be, or as I should be, on the third dream. And Salakia, forgive me, you know, these are dreams that's going over like 2 years. You know, back in 2021. The add-on to the third dream one was in 2020. But what I meant to say was when I watched the ninja, when I fought him, when I watched this ninja, like when I watched him, I meant like I killed him. Like I beat him, like I killed him. So it was a combat, you know, no holds bar. I killed him. I slew him. No, smite him to death. However you want to do it, you know, Jake, with the slang, with the lingo, I know I wasn't as detailed. And that'll leave room for people to make their own narratives. So when I watched him, I killed him. And so when the ninja died, he turned into a honey badger. So like the ninja died, and it was a dead honey. Like the ninja died, turned into a honey badger, and it was a dead honey badger. And I drugged the honey badger into the building, like the dojo, whatever. And the other people came out and started saying shit, talking shit, saying the Wolverines or the honey badgers, they're gonna be after you, some shit like that. And I take these were like a sect of ninja assassins, you know, symbol. And so when I got this third dream, this vision in 2021, it was just government assassins, just different type of assassins, you name it, mercenaries, you know, hired assassins all over the world to try to take me out, but they couldn't get me. You know, so that's what I meant. So I killed it. So I watched the ninja. I beat the nigga so bad. Watched this ninja. I killed him. You know, I slew him. You know, he was no match. All right, and he died. You know, the man turned into a honey badger, like a dead honey badger or a dead Wolverine. All right, so that's what I meant. That's what I meant in detail. I noticed I wasn't as detailed. So Salaki.
Fourth dream, it was I know for sure this was warrant. Okay, so the fourth dream, they put out warrants. Basically, they put a warrant out on me. You know, they put warrants out for me, man. You know, I'm not sure they put bounties out, but they were putting warrants out for me. So basically, I was in my hometown, right? So I was in my hometown, and like I'm knowing this, like it was, you know, the dream started off like kind of, it was nighttime, and it was like dismal, like weird. You know what I'm saying? It was like I would say like a bounty hunter was like after me, type shit. And I remember, you know, the same street that I used to walk to camp to, before I had a car, or even when my car was down. The same street, and it's spiritual, man. That same road, man, in my hometown. Okay, but I had spiritual power. You know, I was on some flash type shit, some Quicksilver type shit, man. I was moving. You know, I was fast, man. And the thing about it, I was moving so fast. I thought you would think it's like I'm teleporting, but I ain't teleporting, man. You know, it's like I'm teleporting, but I ain't teleporting. So I'm on the street, and I run all the way to my granny house. Now, on this street my granny house, my grandmother on my dad's side. If you were to walk from the pretty much, I'll say, from about a quarter of a mile from that light all the way to my granny house, that would be, I would say that would probably take about an hour and a half if you were to walk. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, if you jog it, maybe I'm trying to do the approximate. That would probably take an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. Now, I started running from that spot all the way to my granny house, and it's like I teleported, but I didn't teleport. I was running. I'm running so fast, it's like I'm teleporting, man. You know, moving. And so I get to my granny house, and you got these, I believe it's like these police officers, these government officials, have to do something with the government, law enforcement, right? And basically they was saying, have you seen, you know, they was asking my granny, they pretty much, have you seen them? You know, going to them scriptures like it said, they shall deliver you up, shall be hated of all men. You know, family members gonna be pretty much pressured to deliver you up and put out, give tips and information. So I'm seeing this, you know. I'm in my granny house, but you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing this in the spirit, you know, that they looking for me. It's like they looking for the X-Men. That's what it was. They were looking for these particular men with these special abilities, and I was one of them. You know, they were searching out for the X-Men. You know, all right, and they had warrants out for me, and I was at my granny house, and they was talking to her. I believe my dad was there too, if I'm not mistaken. Can't really remember that part. I believe my dad was there too, and they was pretty much talking to they was talking to my granny though. And they was asking, have you seen them, and all, you know, this and this, and she had no answers. You know, she had no answers. You know, as a spirit, because I ain't been in my hometown. You know, I went there and I got out a couple months ago, but overall I haven't been in my hometown going over a year. So that's the spirit, man. You know, that's the spirit. But yeah, man. You know, I got that spiritual power. I was able to run so fast. It was like I was teleporting, man. Just imagine a place where you all walk to. Well, let's say you run. You can't. You know what I'm saying? That's like I want to say that's about like 7-8 miles, maybe close to 10 miles, if I'm not mistaken. Or could be 7 miles. I'll say it's about 5 to 10 miles, right? So let's say from that place to my granny house, 5 to 10 miles. So if you was to run, you wouldn't get there in not even 30 minutes. You know, that's what I'm leaning towards. You'll probably, if you good, you probably get there probably 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Me, I got there in under a second. You know, quick. But I'm running. It's like I should have teleported. You know, I'm moving faster than, for instance, for you people out there that watch Dragon Ball Z. If you never watch Dragon Ball Z, look it up. You know, it's a character called Goku, the main character. Later in the season, like after the Frieza saga, he learns the ability to teleport. So he's able to teleport from location to location. So for instance, he'll be able to lock on energy and concentrate and remove his spirit, remove his whole body into the other side of the world in seconds. That's teleportation, or move it to a planet. So imagine that, but running. You would think that's impossible. Hey, but it ain't, man. You know, the Lord showed me that, man. All right, the Lord dialed me in. You know, that's power. You know, that's power, man. All right. Also, I wanted to add in this fourth dream, this vision, get more detailed in it. When I was saying it got, you know, it was nighttime, then it got dismal, it got weird, eerie. You know, it was like I said, it was a bounty hunter after me. It was like this bounty hunter was after me. It was like
he turned into like I don't know if he started off as this, but I believe he had either was like this or he just turned into this. It was like this fucking this great ape nigga, like this King Kong nigga, like it was like a whole bunch of motherfuckers was after me. And it was like this huge King Kong, you know, the great ape was chasing after me. That's why I said it got weird and dismal. You know, it's like this damn bounty hunter turned into a great ape, man, like the King Kong or something. And then, like, you know, once I saw the motherfuckers was after me, especially the King Kong motherfucker, I just took off, man. You know, that shit was, you know, that shit was dismal, man. That shit was weird. You know, maybe even scared or something. Might be a nightmare. That might be how some people's nightmares start off. You know, but I just, you know, I took off, man. That's why I ran super fast. You know, then when I got to my granny house, I figured, you know, not figured, but I saw that they was after. You know, the bounty hunters was after me. You know, and now that I like the dreams with the honey badger Wolverine and dreams like that, with, you know, animals are symbolic. You know, that made me think about, okay, maybe this is the ape bounty hunters, maybe a sect of gorilla ape bounty hunters that they go by. You know, because notice how when I got to my granny house, you know, they were looking at, they were trying to get information on the government agents, you know, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, however you want to do it. They were trying to get information from my grandmother and my dad was there. They were trying to get tips, information, or where they, you know, where they can find me, you know, where I'm at, things of that nature. You know, and that's why, you know, yeah, man, the fucking bounty hunter was like a fucking gorilla ape. You know, that's why, you know, I said it was real dismal and weird and eerie. But I took off, man. You know, so yeah, man. I wanted to get more into detail, add it in there. Oh yeah, and another thing, you know, you see it's a pattern, man. With people after, you know, some people after me with the assassins. You got, you know, the honey badger Wolverine with the ninjas, government assassins, mercenaries, and, you know, assassins all over the world trying to get the X-Men. You know, so it's like a pattern, man. So it's like a continual thing, man. The Lord giving me in bits and pieces. But yeah, I thought I'd just add that in there, get more detailed in it. Now, the fifth dream, I got March 2023, so this year. And this dream, this vision, man, you know, it was dealing with this Edomite girl, man. You know, this girl I was, you know, working with at my old job. You know, I'm not there no more. But this Edomite girl, you know, she was all into me and this, that, the third. You know, so in the dream, I guess I was like dealing with her, but you know how these Edomite, you know, they these she devils, they serpents. So whatever, you know what I'm saying, the situation was, I guess, I don't know, she was getting in trouble dealing with me. So something happened to where like the police was called and you know what I'm saying, I was doing something, like she was saying I was doing something illegal, or I was forcing, you know, certain shit like that. Like I'm doing illegal shit or whatever. And so boom, the police, it's like the police task force, not a SWAT team, but like the whole police force. They out there in the shopping center where my old job was at. And so me, I'm walking from this particular place. I'm walking toward the shopping center. And so I see the whole police force. It's like about 5, 6, 7 cars out there. You know, a group of pigs, man. All right, and they you know, I see them, you know, and they see me. You know, I'm walking. I'm trying to walk past them. I'm trying to avoid them. And then one mess around and grabs me.
Okay, one mess around and grabs me. So in that instance, I received, I got spiritual power. The standard is lifted, and I was able to fly, like I levitated above them. Like instant, as soon as it touched me, I snapped. I turned it to a different, turned to a different meaning. Like I basically just went into God mode, and I levitated. I floated in the sky, and I was looking down on these officers, on this whole police force, and they was looking at me, confounded, amazed, marveled, and I remember talking shit to them. I was saying something like don't be touching me. Who the fuck you touching? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking shit to the police, man. To the quote unquote law enforcement, to the quote unquote authorities, man. From what I'm saying, with the God given ability, with the God given power, giving me from the Most High, because ultimately the person that's truly in authority is the Most High. Yahweh Shema Shah. So yeah, man, I'm looking down at these police officers talking shit to them, man, while I'm in the sky, floating. Just levitated above them. You know what I'm saying? Not too high where they can't see me, but not too low where they can't touch me neither. And they didn't try to shoot no shots. That what I'm saying. They was just marveled, amazed, like what the, what I'm saying. They didn't think, what I'm saying. They didn't think in their logic, they didn't think a nigger could be capable of such things. But these devils got another thing coming, man. So yeah, man, that's my testimony that the Lord gave me, 5 dreams, 5 visions of me ultimately having spiritual power, lifting up a standard against the government and law enforcement, the law enforcement and government. The government and the law enforcement, and that's what they're going to in the mountains. In Isaiah 41, the mountain represents the government or the military power. Now the Lord has given me, I say, hundreds and hundreds of spiritual power dreams, but in this particular topic, these 5 ones these stood out to me, and the Lord probably gave me more dealing with this topic. You know what I'm saying? I probably didn't remember, or it's probably probably for a different time. But yeah, man, this is something I wanted to share, and it's real, man. The first one, the overview. The first one, SWAT team try to ramsack my place. try to pretty much detain me or ramsack my room, bum rush me. Basically, they try to bum rush me, and I go to my room, I close my door. They were trying to get in, and it was pretty much a fight to see who was gonna keep the door closed, who was gonna get in. And I woke up, and it was a lot of them dudes, man. So that's the strength just off alone right there. Them trying to come to my room and me keeping them out. You would think the door just supposed to bust open, and they were telling what else happened after I, in that vision, because I woke up. Second dream, me and my wife. The Lord gave me me and my wife. We at this store at night. Officer trying to arrest me. The Lord give me spiritual power. I shoot laser beams from my eyes and straight up disintegrate this police officer. Killed his ass, man. All right, yeah, man. This was the prophet talking about. If any man should hurt them, he must in this manner be killed, man. Because what is a laser beam? Laser beam is concentrated heat, fire, man. Shot laser beams from my eyes. This is some shit out of a movie, man. But this is real life. This is gonna happen. All right. Third, the assassins trying to get me, but the Lord having to where they can't touch me, man. I'm unstoppable. I'm invincible. They can't assassinate me. They can't assassinate me because they can't touch me or they can't destruct me. I'm indestructible, invincible. You know. Fourth dream. Them having a warrant out for they having a warrant looking for the X-Men. Me having spiritual power, able to run super fast, like I'm teleporting. You know. They coming to different family members' houses looking for me. They came to my granny house looking for me, asking questions, trying to get information. You heard me? Fifth dream, police task force try to detain me. Lord, I get spiritual power. I'm able to hover above these motherfuckers, man. I'm able to hover above these motherfuckers. Look down on these niggas, man. The Lord put me in God mode. I'm talking shit to these devils while I'm in the air. Lord put me in God mode, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 13. And transgressing in line against the Lord Yahweh, and departing away from our power, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standing before off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth felleth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. All right, now this is talking about Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, the whore, aka United States of America. Okay, the valley of the shadow of death. When it talks about, the atmosphere and speaking oppression and revolting, conceiving and uttering words of falsehood, transgressing and lying against the Most High Yahweh. This is that country of perdition. This is that country of sin. This is that country that committed many fornications with these different countries out here throughout the four corners of the earth. And also says, true felleth, he that part of evil make himself a prey. Now, what is that going into? That's going into pretty much the persecution. That's going into 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, which I'm gonna hurry up and get. I'm gonna get that quickly. I'm trying to be on the fly. This 2nd Ezra 16 and 7. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste to take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay. And it says sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right, taking no prisoners, or if they do take prisoners, they're gonna be torturing them and killing them, trying to get them to take the MOCD, the mark. But things like this was my first vision in this video with them. The SWAT team, the whole task force pulling up in my home, my apartment. Helicopters pulling out of nowhere, SWAT vans pulling out of nowhere, they come through and they break down, or they bust through the front door. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said they're gonna be like madmen. They're gonna be pretty much have the order from the elites from on high to pretty much do what they gotta do, man. Do what they gotta do. And this was just talking about those that depart from evil making for simple prey. Because the persecution is gonna come, the defamation is gonna come, and the persecution is gonna come. And this is where the martyrs, a lot of brothers a lot of believers gonna die, especially here in Babylon. Not all, but a lot. Because the Lord is definitely gonna lift up a standard, but that's only for a particular certain amount of men. And He's gonna deliver some brothers, some brothers and sisters. Not all brothers and sisters that get delivered gonna have spiritual power, even before the great deliverance. But there's gonna be martyrs. There's gonna be a lot of brothers that be martyred, or those that be martyred. Think about the hour of temptation. What does that mean? What is it talking about? Those that are part from evil making for self a prey. Well, it's talking about this. To Second Ezra 16, 70 through 72. You know. So let's go back, but let's see what the Lord got to say about that. You know, let's see what the Lord got to say. Isaiah 59:15. Yea, true felleth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So the Most High is going to see this, and he's going to plead the cause. Okay, the Most High is going to see this and plead the cause. And so what is he going to do? It says, and he saw that there was no man and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. Right? Because remember that, look, the intercessor, the headstone or the intercessor is not going to be here on earth when this shit popping off. The intercessor is going to be at the right hand waiting for the word to return to bring all dominion, the kingdoms, and authority under him, because he has the government. He's coming to bring the order from the heavens to the earth. So there ain't going to be no intercessor on earth. You know, this is why it says what it says in Revelation, what I believe is 6th chapter, when they were those that were slain for the testimony, and they were clothed in white, and they was told they should wait until the rest of the brethren that should be slain should be accomplished. You see, so y'all, when this shit popping off going on, Yahweh Shai is not gonna be able to come down, you know what I'm saying, and fight. So the intercessor is gonna be at the right hand, man. This is what it's going into. It says, therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. Right? For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and the helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with a zeal as a cloak. So Yahweh Shai at the right hand gonna make intercession for the elect in the heaven. But what is the Lord gonna do here on the earth? All right. Verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his Lord from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. What is he talking about? The enemy coming in like a flood. Because when Yahweh Shai come, all right, when Yahweh Shai come, Yahweh Shai is coming to invade. The enemy not coming to invade Yahweh Shai. The enemy not coming to invade the third heaven. All right, so what is this talking about? This got to be talking about 2nd Ezra 16. That shall spare none. Sparing none, but still spoiling them and casting them out of their houses. They're going to be running into people's houses, brethren houses, the believers' houses. People that got anything to do to associate with the Israelite movement, you're going to be persecuted. All right, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shema from the west, and his Lord from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. So this talking about home invasions. All right, this talking about what is called? What's the proper term for it? Police raids, SWAT raids. All right. When a SWAT is home raiding your home. You know, when the police gonna be doing home invasions, home raiding. They're gonna storm your home. Right? It says when the enemy shall come in like a flood. Now let's look at this word flood, man, in a blue letter. Let's look at it. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. It says a stream, river, streams. So they're coming in fast. A stream. We look at a stream. Let's look up stream real quick. Stream. See if we can define it. They got many different words of stream. What are you talking about? Cause you got many different words of stream. All right. Let's see here. It says figuratively flood a river. We know a river, like a stream, is pretty much fast water moving. All right, so pretty much they're gonna come in fast like water, man, or fast like you know a stream of water, like a flood, or like a hurricane, like a storm. They're gonna storm your house. Okay, that's what they're pretty much going to, like a flood, right? because a hurricane brings forth a flood. It says, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, shall lift up a standard against him. Now, the rest of that vision, the rest of that dream, is when the SWAT team that came in, bust through the front door, chase me into my room, run to my room and try to close the door. And they try to bust in. It's like, had to be over 10 of them. I'd say about 15 to 20. You know, in total, could have been more, maybe 50. You know, think about Elijah, the captain in his 50s. You know, what is the Roman centurion? That's going into like a captain, a sergeant over with 100 officers or 100 soldiers, or an officer that's over 100 soldiers. You know, think about these different police officers. You know, they already named officers. You got the officers, the sheriff, the sergeants, you know, all the way up to the DA, judge, and whatnot. You know, the quote-unquote authoritarian system, so to speak. You know, so it was like by over 10, at least, that came into the house. And could have been more waiting outside. You know how they be. You know, we got the place surrounded. We have yours surrounded. You know, they probably, they didn't even. I don't remember them niggas saying it, because it's a type of situation it is. If they coming after the X-Men, they're gonna have to do what they gotta do. It ain't gonna be no negotiation. Come out with your hands up. They came in. They had to do it. That's why I said that should be like a madman sparing none. But anyway, it's over like 10 of them. They come in. I'm going to my room. I'm trying to shut the door. They're trying to come in the door. Pretty much they're trying to come and detain me, trying to grab me up. And so they try to come in. I'm keeping it closed, so it's a struggle. So it's the beginning of a struggle. So I was able to close the door, and they was pushing up against it, but I had the door closed. You know, and it's like the beginning of a struggle. But I didn't struggle in a dream. It's like I can say it was the beginning of a struggle, but that's how I kind of, what I'm saying. They came to push up against the door. I had the door closed. You know, and so I pretty much woke up. Now, my dream, my vision, that sounds like what I'm reading right here, right? Isaiah 59:19. The enemy coming in like a flood. And the Lord lifting up a standard. Now, the rest of that dream, that vision, when we look at the word standard, it says to flee, escape, take flight, depart, disappear, to fly, to drive at, to take flight, to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause, to disappear, hide. So it says put to flight, hide, lift up a standard, chase, escape. So either you're going to be escaping or you're going to be chasing. You're going to be fleeing, or you're going to be making them flee. All right, either you're going to be on the offense or the defense. So either way, the Most High going to lift up going to have divine intervention, lifting up a standard through brothers, man. Whether it might be through an angel, or might just get that brother's spiritual power, unlock the power within, and fully unload, So to put to flight, to take flight, or to put to flight in a miraculous divine way, in a miraculous divine way. And I believe that's a vision, just off the way how the dreams line up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, how they all line up. I believe I got up out of there, and they pretty much was out looking for me. That's why I believe that officer pretty much was trying to, detain me and whatnot, harass me and detain me and pretty much arrest me, because I probably wanted, or had a warrant out. I was wanted, down there in Houston. The dream, but I believe that was what was going on, and I shot laser beam from my eyes. So it makes sense, man. Isaiah 59, it's things like these.
things like this come to life. Things like this will come to life. It's prophecy. You know, it's all prophecy, man. You know. Let's see what I can get. Let me go to wisdom. I'm gonna read this again. This is Isaiah 59 and 17 says, "For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and the helmet of salvation upon his head. He put on garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with a zealous cloak." Now it's saying the same thing. We go to Wisdom of Solomon 3. It says the same thing, man. Okay, it's saying the same thing. And this is why the Most High is going to lift up a standard, man. A defense. The Most High has a defense mechanism. Okay? Because ultimately the Lord is raising up the tabernacle of David. Started with King David and the rest of the house of David. Raising them up with spiritual power, man. You know? Because Yahweh Shah told Apostle Peter, the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee. And the gates of hell is what? The Greco-Roman Empire revived. Which is Esau Edom's kingdom, man. Here on earth. Starting off with the horde, man. United States of America. They're not going to ultimately prevail. They're going to be able to get some brothers. Some brothers are going to be casualties of war. But the Most High still going to have the tabernacle of David. These brethren with power. You know, some of these brothers with power is going to be a standard. The Most High going to have Michael the Archangel stand for the people in time of trouble. This is what Zechariah 4 is going to. Zerubbabel with those 7, which are the eyes of the Lord that go to and fro throughout the whole earth. You know? But let me get this. This is Wisdom of Solomon. I believe I want it. Matter of fact, I believe it's 5. And maybe Wisdom of Solomon 5. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor. And this is what we just read in Isaiah 59. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate and true judgment instead of a helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Okay, it says, then shall the right aim and thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of a sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Right. So ultimately, brothers that get lifted up, get raised up with power, that's only just going to be a prelude to what Yahweh Shah is going to do to the whole earth. You know, this is why this says the government, the key of the house of David shall lay upon his shoulder. Because Yahweh Shah, the whole government is upon the shoulders of Yahweh Shah, man. That's the government right there. The house of David is the military. The 144,000, that's the military. You know? That's the military, man. And these devils, they're going to see, they're going to get it. They're going to get the memo, man. You know? But Yahweh Shah is the head governor, man. King. That's why he's going to sit in the throne of David, the governor. And he's going to bring the order. He's going to raise up these brothers when he get back to full glory. That's why they're going to be joint heirs with him, Yahweh Shah. Because they're going to take part in his government. You know? They're going to take part in his government. All right. They're gonna take part in this government, man. Salaki. All right. So we got the second dream with the laser beams. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me get a scripture for that. And I don't want to make this too long. I'm already pushing 20 minutes. You know, the whole video was for the dream was damn near 30 minutes. 21 minutes. That's 50 minutes. You know, that's an hour long. You know.
damn near an hour long. But it is what it is. You know, I'm putting this masterpiece together. So, hey, I'm already, you know, I ain't coming this far to come this far. So, let me get this. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 17. For thou almighty hand that made the world of matter, without form, one it not means to send among them a multitude of bears of fierce lions, or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or 50 cents, or scatter smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. Well, not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. You know, so the Lord has animals that can do this. How much more His men? You know, and when you get into Habakkuk, all right, this is Habakkuk 3 and 4. It says His brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of His hand. Like when you go into horns get into power. All right, He had horns coming out of His hand, and there was a hiding of His power. Now, when you go into horns, when you go into the blue letter, all right, tell you horns. All right, Quran, right, horn. It says of strength, flask, horn, of rays of light. You know, of rays of light. It says a peak. All right, a ray of light, figuratively power, heel or horn. You know, rays. You know, shooting rays, whether it's out your eyes or your hand. You know, Habakkuk saw the horn of Yahweh Shah, man, the power, the rays of light, you know, the power coming, you know, from the chariots, because the chariots shoot out concentrated heat, which is laser beams. You got laser beams that come from chariots. You can have laser beams that come from a man, whether it's even from an animal, man. Y'all believe Leviathan shoot out laser beams, man, if I'm not mistaken, what the scripture going through. You know, so these things are real. So things like a police officer, right? You know, it's nothing for the Most High to give me spiritual power or a brother's spiritual power. If the police harass you, trying to detain you, and the Most High is not with it, the Most High gives you spiritual power. You can shoot laser beam from your eyes, and guess what? You can disintegrate him. All right, and this thing happened in my dream, in my vision. You know, things like this. Okay, so the spiritual power. This is most definitely real, man. All right, this is most definitely real. You know, let's get this scripture. Things like with the third dream, with like assassins trying to assassinate, or me washing up that ninja, outclassing them in every way, and fucking up multitudes of assassins, whether it's at once or who, you know what I'm saying? Like none of these niggas can stop. Well, you got scriptures like Isaiah 54, man, Isaiah 59. Which, you know, this is the heritage of my heritage. If any man shall hurt them, well, I'm gonna get this. This is Isaiah 54 and 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. Check this out. This is the heritage. So this is the heritage, man. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh. So what does heritage mean? Heritage means something that you inherit, something that's passed down from generation to generation. So wait a minute. If this is our heritage, that means our forefathers had this power, right? Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever was written for our foretime was written for our learning, that we might have hope and patience through the scriptures. Why? Because our forefathers had spiritual power. So it's nothing for the Lord to give us spiritual power to the level that we needed to have it on in these times. You see? So things like being having invincibility, being unstoppable, being bulletproof. You know, nothing can penetrate your skin. You can't get stabbed. You can't get pierced by bullets. You can't get bombed by a grenade.
Nuclear fire can't hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. Why? Because the Most High put the Spirit in you to make you invincible. Have invincibility. That's what it's called. You know, nothing can hurt you. No, you can't succumb to no damage. You know, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper, man. Or you can't get touched. You know, you just on a whole nother level when it comes to combat. They can't touch you. You know. And just again from the top, Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the saints of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. Right. So things of that nature. Like with my third dream, where I believe I incorporated that ninja, me fighting that ninja, him turning into like a honey badger or a Wolverine, something to that effect. I threw that into my third dream, my third vision, because the assassin, when they assassinated me, there were all different types of assassins, from ninjas to you name it, government assassins, you name it, man. They couldn't fuck with me, they couldn't touch me, they couldn't hurt me, and I was pretty much like the top ninja, I don't know, the top of his class. I watched him, killed him, beat him down good, and I remember they were saying something about the Wolverine. It was either honey badgers or Wolverines. I believe this is like a sect of assassins that's called the Wolverine. We might have a sect of assassins called the Wolverines and a sect of assassins called the Honey Badgers. You know, like these ninja assassins. But I remember they saying they gonna come get me because I took out their best dude, pretty much. You know, it was all spiritual. But things like that, man. Let me get this. Because Scripture say the same stuff, man. It's repeating itself, showing you that this stuff is real. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, the Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Right, because through Yahweh Shah, we have access to the Father, which is the source, the power. Right? Yahweh Shah is the mediator, intercessor in the third heaven. Right? This is why we have access. This is why a standard is going to be lifted because of Yahweh Shah. Who's ultimately the headstone, who the Most High is going to use King David or Zerubbabel or the Apostle Peter in this time to bring forth with the rest of the tabernacle of David by lifting up the standard, by giving the spiritual power. This is going to be unlocking or accessing the prophecies of Amos the 9th chapter, the prophecies of Matthew the 16th chapter, the prophecies of Acts the 1st chapter, you know, the prophecies of Zechariah the 4th chapter. Luke 10 and 18, he said it to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Now that Satan is talking about who? Esau, Edom. Alright, in particular his power. This is why I said Zechariah 4th chapter, O great mountain, who art thou before Zerubbabel? Before Zerubbabel thou shalt become a plain. You see? Because the Most High is ultimately about to lift up a standard, man. He's about to dispatch the power. That's why Yahweh said before he left, ye shall receive power. You know? Because they was asking him, what's the sign of when I was going to restore again the kingdom of heaven? And then Yahweh told him, look, and Luke, what it is, Luke the 17 or Luke the 19 chapters, one of them chapters, he said, look, the kingdom of heaven don't come by observation, it's within you. This is why he told Apostle Peter, I give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Because he knew who he was in spirit. He was David, who the Lord said he's going to raise up in Jeremiah 30th chapter during the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, so it all lined up. That's why David is a Zerubbabel. He's Apostle Peter, and he's going to come back, and this time the Lord raised him up. He actually here, and the Lord going to raise him up. You know, with the power, man. This is why Michael going to stand up, because Zechariah 4th chapter says, with those 7 who are the eyes of the Lord that run to and fro throughout the whole earth. The 7 archangels. This is why Michael, who is the chief archangel, going to stand up for the people in that time. We have David getting raised up with the rest of the mighty men that selected to get power on this side before Yahweh shall get back. And the 7 archangels start off with Michael that's going to stand for the people in these great times, the great tribulation, man. Okay? Verse 19, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions. This is what those assassins are that were trying to get me. That's what those SWAT team, those police officers, the government, all these motherfuckers was out trying to get me. That's all they are. It's just serpents and scorpions, man. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. You see that? And nothing by shall any means hurt you, right? No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Notwithstanding, and this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven, right? Because ultimately, this world, the third dimensional realm, is controlled by the fourth dimensional or spiritual realm. So if you have Neo-like power in the Matrix, for instance,
because that's all this. Because that's what that movie was based off. Was based off the scriptures. Was based off this life. Based off of the real world. All right, the Bible. Because the spiritual realm is governed by is governing. So like not governed is governing the third dimensional realm. The Heavenly Father in the fourth dimensional spiritual realm with the rest of the spirits in Yahweh Shah. And calling headshots and decisions and things are being governed, dictated from there on here. That's why everything that play out on here has been already set up, has already been set forth there. You know, so if you got power, spiritual power like that, then you controlling the spirits. You controlling the spirits. They subject unto you. The demons, the angels, they subject unto you. You know, simply put, for lack of better term, the spirits, the angels, and all, you know, the demons, they subject unto you because you got power over them. You got the cheat code to this third dimensional physical realm. Why? Because you got the spiritual power. That's why I said, Yahweh said, notwithstanding this, rejoice not, the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are in heaven. Meaning you one of the elect. You one of those men that's going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah if you get that type of power. Okay? Pushing on 30. Alright, but it's all good, man. This video gonna be an hour long. Lord willing, man. It does what it do, man. Lord willing, it gets the traction. You know, Lord willing, it gets the traction. You know, I'm putting the visuals in there and chop it up and edit. Lord willing, it's fire. Lord willing, man. Okay, so the fourth dream. Oh yeah, that I was looking for. You know, let's get this. Just like they were looking for Yahweh Shah in John 11 chapter, they put out a warrant out for him. All right, this is John 11:55. So in the fourth dream, they were looking for me. Pretty much, they had bounty hunters out there, like, you know, assassins, bounty hunters. Pretty much, I was in my hometown, and I ran super fast. I was on this particular street, and I ran super fast to my granny house, which would, if you were to run from that like a normal person was to run, that'd get there in probably like an hour or 2 hours or so. Who knows? But me, I got there in under a second. I got there in a moments of a moment's notice. Okay, of a moment's notice. Basically, I pretty much teleport, but I didn't teleport. I was moving so fast like I teleported, but I didn't. You know, I was breaking barriers, man. You know, I was doing something. But yeah, man, I pretty much, and I saw when I got to my granny house, I saw it was, you know, these government officials there pretty much had the warrant. They had the warrant out for me. I was on the wanted posters. They pretty much, I was a threat to homeland security. You know, they were looking for, I believe my dad was at my granny house too, and these government officials, these authorities, law enforcement, whoever they were, if they were the FBI or whoever, they're pretty much telling them, pretty much trying to get information on them. You know, trying to get information, trying to get information from them about me. And pretty much my grandma, like, she ain't seen me or not. They haven't heard from me. You know, I was pretty much watching that. Pretty much I woke up. But yeah, man, that's the fourth dream. So let me get these scriptures. John 11:55, and the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand, and many went out to the country to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. Then saw they for Yahweh Shai, and spake among themselves as they stood in the temple, what think ye that he would not come to the feast? Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment. Now the chief priests and Pharisees, was like the taskmasters of the Roman. They were like the boule, so to speak. They were like the police. All right, they like the patty. They like the patty patrol, other patty patrol. So these could be like your Jake officers, police officers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was in bed with the authorities, with Pilate and them. You know, the Roman government. They was working with them. They had delivered people over to the Roman authorities. You see? Okay, it says now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given the commandment that if any man knew where he was,
he should shoot it that they may take him. So what is this? That's a warrant. That's a warrant out for his arrest. What do it mean to take him? Pretty much, for lack of better words, to arrest him. Okay, for lack of better words, to arrest him. So that's what they were trying to do. So same thing with me. They were like, if you got information on him, I'll reveal it. And this is what Yahweh said, the servant is not greater than his master. So the same shit that they did to us, they're going to do, the same thing they did to Yahweh, they're going to do to us, man. Alright, this is Matthew 24:9. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? Let's go to Luke 21. Let's get a more detailed account. Let's see if we can get one. But this is what this all going into, man. Alright? Bounties on brothers' head, warrants out for your arrest, defamation, and persecution. They're going to be looking for the men of the Lord with that power as well, the X-Men. Trust me, that's what the whole X-Men movie series is about. You know, you think just because brothers going to have power that they ain't going to try to come get you? Nah, they're going to be after brothers. This is why the Most High going to have that power on certain brothers, man. And certain brothers are going to get that fame. You know, why? A part of that fame, because a part of the fame is going to be, they're going to be out. They're going to have it out for brothers. The defamation. And like it says, what they say, any publicity is good publicity, because ultimately the Lord gonna have the final say. Check this out. It says, Luke 21:12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and to prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So that's Luke 12:21, verse 13. It shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they call to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls. You see, so this is just going into. And then it says, when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is not. Because there's going to be a defamation and persecution of the saints, of the elect. But then that's just going to lead into Jacob's trouble. Because then they're going to realize the other Israelites, 2/3, and the rest of the rebels, starting off with the 2/3, they're going to know that they fucked up. This is what the family of the world going to play out. But yeah, man. It says, Luke 21:16, ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren, kinsfolks and friends, and some of you that they cause to be put to death. Ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. So yeah, so they're going to be tipping off. They're going to be tipping off. Family and friends are going to betray you. They're going to be giving, just like Judas tipped off the council, the Pharisees and the chief priests and the scribes and the Roman authorities. They're going to be tipping them off on information about brothers. You know, so to speak, about information about brothers, man. But this is what is gonna be. This is gonna be going down. That's what I saw in that dream. Pretty much, they was like pressing them, urging them, if they got any information or any tips, to tip them off about me. You know, did I see them break? Did I see them fold? I'm not sure. I mean, no, I didn't see them breaking fold. But are they gonna break? Are they gonna fold? I'm not sure. You know. I don't really know. You know, I would hope none of my family would break or fold and give information on me. Not that it really matter anyway, at the Most High, because not every brother is going to be apprehended, you know, detained by these devils. You know, Elijah killed 100 men and 2 captains. And the last 58 captain, he went with him because the angel told Elijah to go with him. You know, but they're not gonna be able to bind up every brother, man. And that's what that my dream was going to. They weren't able. They can't touch me. They wasn't able to get me, man. You know, they couldn't mess with me. You know, I had super speed. And that dream, that vision, that fourth dream vision, had super speed. I'm moving so fast, you think I'm teleporting.
I'm running from here to China. I might as well teleport how fast I'm moving, man. You know, you would think that's impossible, but hey, you know, never would have thought. I never would have thought. It's like, damn, how you move so fast? It's like you teleported. But hey, that's in the scriptures though. Let me get that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 7. It says, in the time of their visitation. What does it mean in the time of their visitation? In the time of where the Lord is going to visit his servants. And how is he going to visit his servants? Because Lord Yahushua said, what? I come quickly to give every man according as his work shall be. So, even before Yahushua get back, Yahushua said, ye shall do these works and greater works than these shall you do, because I go unto my Father. So that when the desolation, abomination, when all that stuff drawing out, the great tribulation, Drake of trouble, the defamation, the persecution, this is the visitation. This is why it says in 2nd Ezra 16, there shall be a visitation. Let me get that, man. If I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. Okay, I was thinking about something. I was wrong. Alright, but this is why I said in 2nd Ezra 16 though, that they're gonna pretty much be after brothers. You know? But let me go back to Wisdom of Solomon 3. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7. In the time of their visitation, they shall shine. So I says in Daniel, you know, the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, it says the wise shall shine like the firmament. You know, the wise shall shine like the firmament, man. Okay, that's talking about the elect. That's talking about the righteous men. It says and run to and fro like sparks among stubble. Like it says how the eyes of the Lord go to and fro to the earth. Well, you gonna run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. You know, spark like like lightning, man. So you're gonna be moving super fast, running to and fro the whole earth. You know, that's damn near like you teleporting back and forth. You know, that's like you teleporting back and forth. So these things are in the scriptures, man. So every all the dreams all the visions I brought out, I can back it up with scripture. You know, I got scripture, I got precepts I can back it up with, man. Okay. I got precepts, I got scriptures I can back it up with. The 5th dream. So the 5th dream I had was pretty much the task force, like a whole bunch of police people, pretty much that was out there for me, and I was trying to avoid, walk past them, avoid them, and they tried to grab me up. And the Most High I pretty much went into God mode, and I started hovering above these devils, man. And I was in the air, looking down on these devils, talking shit to them, like, you can't touch me, and this, that, and the third. Boasting, looking down on them. Now, the scripture says how we shall mount up with wings as eagles. Let me get that. And some other scriptures I'm gonna get. This is Isaiah 40 and 30. I'm starting at verse 29. He give power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even a youth shall faint and be weary, and a young man shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Right. So we're gonna be able to fly, man. We're gonna be able to take flight airborne. We're gonna be able to be in the sky, man. To be able to float in the sky. Though it seemed
unrealistic now. It's gonna be a reality real soon. You know, the Most High is gonna shake things up in the earth. The Most High is gonna alter reality. He's gonna challenge. He's gonna challenge science, man. He's gonna challenge the whole earth and what they got going on. You know. I'm gonna get this scripture. And, you know, these devils, they was confounded, man. They was in shock. They couldn't believe it. You know. This is Psalms 103. I believe it's Psalms 105. Psalms. Yeah, Psalms 103 and 5. It says, "Who satisfied our mouth with good things, so that our youth is renewed like the eagles." Right? We're gonna be able to, and the eagle is the highest flying bird. It soars, so we're gonna be able to soar, man. We're gonna be soaring, and that ain't gonna be, you know, looking down on the devil, man. You know, looking down on these devils talking shit. Hey, we're gonna laugh. You know, let me get that in Psalms. You know, we're gonna be able to have these niggas in derision, man. Let me get Psalms 2. This is Psalms 2 and 4. He that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. All right, the Lord had them in derision. You know, when you saw the look on these devils' faces when they saw and how they call it, how is a nigger floating above us talking shit, and we can't touch him. You know, he on some Superman shit, some Superman shit, man, some Army Man shit. You know, they dumbfounded, they confounded. You know, they can't do they can't do shit. They can't do a motherfucking thing. They scared, they shook, and I'm just talking shit to them, man. You know, I go airborne. As soon as he try to grab me up, I throw him off me. It's like simultaneously throwing him off me, and I'm taking airborne in the sky. It was quick too. It was an instant. I was in the air instantly, quick. You know, I was in God mode. You know, the scripture say, you know, we are gods, man. Which God means power. You know, God that's going into power, man. You know, let's see, see if I can get scripture, because Yahweh Shai is gonna do the same thing, but on a grand scale. 2nd Ezra 13. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea, meaning from out of space. But I beheld, and lo, he had engraved himself a great mountain. That's talking about that huge chariot, and flew up upon it. So Yahweh Shai was in the air, he was in the sky, and then he flew back up on the chariot. When all these men got up against him, looking up at him, he flew back up on the chariot, man. And you know what he did up on the chariot, tell you. He said, but I would have seen a region, a place where without the hill was graven, I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet there's fight. Why? Because, you know, when he got back up on that chariot started deal with that damn chariot. Well, not damn. That chariot, that big chariot, started glowing up, man. And he started blowing their ass powder. That's why I said, who shall not be utterly beating the powder at his presence? You know, that's why they was afraid, man. They saw that huge chariot glowing up, man. They saw him glowing up, and that chariot powering up, and them chariots, them angels coming, you know what I'm saying? You know, Yahweh Shai getting down, man. But see, Yahweh Shai, he's flying. Yahweh Shai able to fly. You know? And Yahweh Shai said, we're going to do what he do, but greater. You know, all to magnify him and his Father, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So this is what the Lord got going on. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the Lord was airborne 2,000 years ago. I believe it says, and he descended upon it. Descended. Now, if you look at descend, let's see, descend. Okay, Salaki had cut off on me, but this, this is the last one. Last point I'm making, man. All right, this is Luke chapter 19, verse 28. And when he had just spoken, he went before, ascending up to Jerusalem. All right. So it says, and it came to pass when he was coming out to Bethphage from Bethany at the mount called the Mount Olives, he sent two of his disciples. So ascending means to come up. But what to say, Yahushua wasn't flying out here, man. Ascending. I mean, it's possible, man. Scripture say he was ascending. Now, ascending can be, many speculations. But the men of the Lord are going to ascend literally in the sky, man. And not just by way of a chariot, but airborne, air flight. Birds are going to be airborne out here, man. But that's the point I wanted to make. And that's what happened, man. I literally ascended up in the sky. I was looking down on these officers, man. Looking down on them. Pretty much the authority was shifting, man, and that's what the Lord gonna do, man. That's what the Lord gonna do. The servants gonna fight, man. This time the servants are gonna fight. So I'm gonna get this last. Okay, it cut off on me. It cut off on me. All right, I gotta get this, man. I gotta finish it. This is John 18:36. Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. So that's what's going on, man. And the servants are going to fight, man. Let me get this. All right, Joshua 23:10. The servants are going to fight. Joshua 23:10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For Yahweh your power, he is that fighter for you as he promised. So the servants of the Lord gonna fight, and that's what Most High dispatching the spiritual power for. They're lifting up a standard for. You see, because Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's the third temple, the tabernacle of David, man. You see, that's the kingdom. Tabernacle of David is it's the government of the kingdom of heaven. It starts with the men. So that's why the Lord gonna be giving that power. Raising up a standard, starting off with King David, Zerubbabel, and the rest of the mighty men of David against Esau, Edom, and against the great mountain, against this beast system, against Greco-Rome revamped, revived, resurrected, okay, regenerated. Okay, this is what this all going to, man. You see, and it says, so yeah, man, I was able to pretty much hover over these devils, man. And I had a first dream, them coming in, the Most High can, lifting up a standard, me probably, me putting them all them bitches to flight, or me getting out of there unscathed, divinely. It's all miraculously, divinely done. The standard from on high, man. Or a second dream, a police officer trying to apprehend me. I shoot a laser beam from my eyes and I disintegrated my killer police officer. Third dream, they said, the assassins after me, bounty hunters after me. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can do nothing against me. Nothing can hurt me. I'm invincible. I'm unstoppable. They can't touch me. I'm putting them all to flight. Fourth dream, they got bounty hunters after me. I'm able to run to and fro like sportsmen in stubble. I see they looking for, they got a warrant out for me. They're going to family members for tips on me, information about me. So that's different ways to try to get me. A field dream. The field dream. And Lord give me, I'm able to go airborne, talk shit to these devils where they can't touch me. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is the one doing this. Why it says, Joshua 23:10, one man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your power, he is that fighter for you, and as he had promised you. So this is a promise. The Lord gonna fight for his men. The Lord gonna fight for his servant. The Most High gonna raise up his men, man. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. All these dreams and visions the Lord is giving. There's things to come, man. For great tribulation, for Jacob's trouble, for the defamation and persecution. And ultimately this is gonna bring
great fame and praise in every land. Because ultimately, people gonna be willing. You know, these people gonna be willing out here, man. You know, let me get that, because these people gonna be willing. They're gonna know, and all publicity, like I said, all publicity, any publicity is good publicity, so to speak, because they gonna know, and ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, we didn't know. Everybody gonna know, man, which is gonna further bring about the end. Psalms 110:3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauty of the holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast to do it our youth. So these people gonna know, man. That's why everybody gonna, you know, talk about it. Zephaniah 3 and 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. So a part of that fame is gonna come about with that spiritual power, man. Things I'm telling you, like this is gonna be, if the Lord, which is gonna happen, it's prophecy. When the Lord bring these prophecies to pass, this is gonna be all in the media, all over the news. You know, because the miracle's gonna be done, and the power is gonna be shown. The power of the mic gonna be, the miracle gonna be done, but also the power of the mic gonna be shown once Esau start bucking up and try to come up against us. You know. Now it says, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time I will bring you again, even the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the peoples of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh. Right? Because ultimately the Lord gonna bring about, you know, the huge salvation, which gonna put, the cherry on top. But everything leading up to that, the Lord gonna get his just due and his praise and his fame. Because all his prophecies gonna come to pass. It's gonna be like check, 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 check. You know, so with that, I'm gonna close out giving our praise to Yahweh, by Shem Al Shah, by Shem Wakak Wadash. Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.